Alright, so impulse buy of the day. This 12-inch Crofton Skillet from ALDI. $10. Thinking for camping or just larger meals, this would be good, but it is extremely rough. I'd even argue more than a lodge, fresh from the store. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and smoothing it out. I got some sanding discs, some flap pads, so we'll see how this goes. I mean, it's a $10 skillet, so it's not like I can make it worse. Here we go. Alright, so I didn't show you guys the hard work part, but essentially the inside's nice and done. It's smooth, but I didn't polish it smooth. It's a matte finish. Started with a 40 grit sanding wheel, then progressed to 80. The sides were done with an 80 flap disc or flap wheel, and then progressed to 120 for all of it. Took a couple hours because, well, I'm a perfectionist. So here we are on top of my burner, which I typically use for brewing beer, but I found that it seasons these big pots better than the oven because I could get it hotter than my oven can go. And I'm using avocado oil, which is a high smoke point. So yeah, now we're about to get it heated and seasoned. Okay, so this time I'm going to show you guys how I am going to season this. There's a million videos online how to do it. Each one says that theirs is good. If you like it, do it. If you don't like it, whatever. Doesn't hurt my feelings. But essentially, this burner, like I said, it's the same size as the pan. Really good heat distribution, really even. So I'm going to heat it up just till it gets to smoke point. And then I'm going to throw in my avocado oil and lightly coat the entire inside of the pan. And what I like about doing it this way as opposed to the oven is if I see any oil beading up, I can go in and wipe it, so I have a thin, even layer the whole time, where you don't get that splotchiness sometimes that you can get with over-oiling in the oven. So we're just going to wait for this to smoke. Alright, so I'm going to put on the oil now. It's not smoking quite yet, but it's got a super thin layer. So I use the spray oil, avocado oil, primarily because it does not, you don't waste as much. So I'll come in and just wipe the whole inside of the pan, the top, the spouts, the handle. And you can see you got nice smoke going on. And I can already see it starting to darken a little bit. And let that smoke for a few seconds. And then I'll pull it off, let it cool, and that's another coat done. This is technically the second coat. So give it another wipe. You can see it smoking with that fresh little coat of oil. And I'm just using the residual of what's on the towel. Last wipe. Alright, pull it out, let it cool. Alright, so put it on and get it smoking nice and hot. That's the first layer of avocado oil. You can see on the big burner I have here, I actually get way more even heat than the stove, and it's higher heat than the oven, so the seasoning, you can tell, is cooking on quite nicely. So this is the first layer. I'm going to let it cool. I did 3 layers of avocado oil, the heat cool cycle, and then I finished it with Crisby, since that's what I maintain the pan with. So there she is. I say we go cook an egg. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna cook an egg after it's first been seasoned. Probably a little too much butter, but doing this one-handed. At the bottom. Okay. And I'm on a medium heat. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Okay. The most exciting part of your day is watching some random guy on the internet cook an egg. But this is for science. Well, let's see. So far, so good. Even not that good. No stickage. Terrible flip, but let that cook for a minute more. A little bit, but not much. I'd say pretty good for its first cook. What do you think? I'll take it. Alright, that's it. Alright, well, I'm certainly not going to waste the egg, so how about an open face sandwich? I would say that for $10 and a little bit of work, that there was no stickage at all. So, there you go, guys. You don't need expensive cookware to have good cookware. But if you don't want to put in the effort, then, well, buy yourself a Smithy or a Stargazer, or find yourself an old one like a Griswold or Wagner. So, there you go. For $10, you can have a good pan.